Hey everyone, it is Stephanie with Revelation U. How are you today? I wanted to hop on here before clients start coming in here to the office at 232 to talk about some everyday habits that are energy draining. You know me, I'm all about energy management, all about awareness, all about connection. And I was scrolling through Instagram the other day and I saw this nice little post that just said, everyday habits that are energy draining. And it was so in alignment with what I talk about with my clients every day and what I talk about in workshops. And so balancing chakras, that was the um, who posted this, Balancing Chakras, posted this on Instagram, and I just wanted to share it, with you all. I thought it was just very important and just a nice reminder of some of those everyday things that we're doing that really knock us out of alignment. So, we have our tools, right? We have our tools every day that we go to. We have, whether you're doing Reiki, whether you're doing yoga, whether you're going for walks, quiet walks by yourself, or quiet walks or walks with a friend or family member, if that's something that fuels you up, being out in nature, painting, going on bike rides, cooking, reading, meditating. There are so many different things that we can do to balance our energy, really, and really get into alignment and feel great, right? To manage that and to feel great. However, I think it's important to realize that some of those other habits that we haven't kind of shaken off yet might be counteracting all the work that we're doing every day to manage our energy and to get back into alignment. So let's talk about some of those energy drains. One, taking things personally. That is definitely a big one. Here's the thing. We all have different perspectives. We all have different backgrounds. We all have different triggers. And, what somebody is saying or doing might not have anything, most likely doesn't have anything to do with you. However, how you were brought up, maybe you're someone who processes information deeply, highly sensitive person or empath. I am one as well. I'm a highly sensitive person and an empath. And so sometimes for me, I know that I have to be very careful when somebody's saying something to me that I'm not taking it personally. It's not about me. And, I have to realize that I do process things a little bit differently, very deeply. I take things to heart. And, once I realized how I work and how that was affecting me to take things personally, I realized, wow, this really doesn't have anything to do with me, or it might not have anything to do with me, or if it does have anything to do with me, if I should be taking this personally, it's better for me if I don't. It's better for me if I don't. I don't get dragged down. My vibration isn't overtaken. If I let myself take things personally, my vibration is overtaken and I'm in a slump for a long time, right? So just being aware that you can take things personally, that you might be someone who has that in their arsenal of tricks, if you will. Just being aware and releasing that energy, not holding on to things, not taking things personally, because it's really not, many times it's not about you and what you're doing. It's just something that you are triggered by. So it also might be a good thing to do. I would invite you to really look into that trigger a little bit more, understand why you're being triggered by that, and if there's something that can be healed on that end. Try to do a little bit of reframing if that's something that would be necessary and beneficial for you. The second, holding on to the past. I think that was a great one as well. What's it really going to do to hold on to the past? What is it doing? What's it doing? The only thing that it's doing is it's affecting you. It's affecting your vibration. It's affecting your joy and your happiness. Again, going back to that taking things personally, I would invite you to explore, why is it that you're still holding on to that, holding on to the past? And there are a couple things that I could probably let go of as well. I actually have one grudge that I have, and I don't think about it very often, but when the name comes up, it's something that, bites at me. So that's something that I've kind of explored over time, and now that we're all having this conversation, talking about it, I could definitely go back and do a little more work there. I don't think about it very often, but it is something that is kind of in my vibration, in my purview. So thank you for bringing this up and making me aware that I still have some work to do there. So holding on to the past, just really, again, it's something that drains your energy, whether or not you're thinking about it consistently or not. It's just something that's in your field that you're attached to, and releasing that cord of attachment, releasing that energy frees up energy for more beautiful things, higher vibe things. Over stressing. Whew, this is an easy one, especially for, again, highly sensitive people. Over stressing, so thinking about, I have to do this, I have to do that, or just letting that loop run in your mind, right? And that's just extra, all that is really is extra energy. So when you find yourself in a situation where you're over stressing, over analyzing, get moving, do something different, right? So that's an infusion of energy that is being fueled, or that is fueling those things that you're already stressed about. So if you realize you're in a space where you are in a thought loop, where you're stressing out, where you're over analyzing, over stressing, you're starting to get that anxiety coming up, do something different. Stop yourself right there and go on a walk. Put some music on. Start dancing. Start coloring. Meditate. Whatever it is, do something different. Change your scenery. Change your energetic state by doing something different. It's so draining to stay in that space, and we've all been there. Whether or not you're a highly sensitive person or not, we've all been in those states where we're overstressing, we're overthinking, we're overanalyzing, and that overstimulation is really just that added energy that we don't need to hold on to. So to manage that, to pull it back, change what you're doing, do something different. This is one that I thought was interesting. Sleeping in late. Balancing chakras here says is energy draining, and I had to think about that for a minute, and I do get that. I definitely understand. And thinking about in the past where I have slept in late, or I have vegged out a little too long, for me personally, I do start feeling very drained, and I don't know if you've ever had that experience where if you sleep too much, you get tired, you get even more tired. That's kind of what that is. That's that energy drain, that energy sucking. So you get into a low vibe state, and if you stay in that low vibe state too long, it just continues to drain the energy from you, and then you don't feel motivated to move forward. You don't feel motivated to get up and do something, experience life, live life, do the things that you want to do. And then if you think about it, that trickles on into feelings of, being worthless, or not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or there's nothing that you're supposed to be doing, but we start feeling like that. Oh, I'm so lazy. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And we start judging ourselves, right? So recognizing when you need that extra sleep, when you need that extra rest, and when maybe you're just kind of getting stuck, right? And doing things to motivate yourself to get up and do something different. Again, even if it's something as easy as get up, make a cup of coffee, and get a book and sit on the back patio, make a phone call, inviting yourself to do something different. having a poor diet. So there are definitely foods, and you can, Google these foods, things that are foods that have a high vibration, and foods that have low vibration. So, hi Molly. So I encourage you to Google this, but eating foods, having a poor diet is something that definitely drains your energy. So choosing foods that are going to stimulate your vibration, they're going to elevate your vibration, they're going to give you energy. Even though it's fun to eat a cupcake, you can totally eat cupcakes, cookies, whatever you want. You can eat whatever you want, It's just, how do you want to feel? What's the priority? Do you want to have those tasty low vibe foods in your mouth and your body, or do you want to feel really good and taste some really high vibe foods? It's a decision, and we all get to make these decisions every day. There's no should, there's no expectation behind it. It's just a decision. How do you want to feel, right? If you want to feel more energy, if you want to have more energy, or if you're comfortable, where you're at, it's all your decision, it's all your priorities. So, but that's something to think about. If you're feeling a little drained, look at the foods that you're eating. And if you want to make a change to higher vibe foods. And again, you can just Google high vibe foods, foods with higher frequency, they give energy, and there'll be a whole list of things. And, obviously we all kind of know what those are, right? The fresh foods, fruits and vegetables, things that are organically sourced, all of those things. Okay, the next thing that is the next everyday habit that is energy draining, overthinking, and that kind of goes back to that number 3, where we were talking about over stressing and over analyzing. So overthinking, again, we're using the energy that we have in our purview, in our bodies, in our field, and if that energy doesn't have anything to do, it's going to latch on to the things that are in our mind, right? It's going to latch on to those thoughts and those feelings and those emotions, and it's going to spur that energy. So, right, so energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes forms, and it just supports other things. So if we have extra energy that wants to be used and we're not using it from a physical perspective or an intellectual perspective, or whatever it is, it's going to find its way to be used. And what it's going to do is it's going to fuel that those thoughts in our minds. And for some reason, I don't know why this is, for some reason, it's always those negative thoughts, all those thoughts that we're stressing about, or that we're worried, the worries or the concerns that the energy fuels. Why doesn't it ever fuel, I want to go to the beach and I love sitting on the beach and looking at the sun, and whatever it is, it doesn't seem to ever fuel those thoughts. So overthinking, again, that's something that is very energy draining, and that's going, all of these things, all these draining energies can really affect you physically as well. So keep that in mind. So that's why it's important to really stay aware of how your energy is currently, what state your energy is currently in, because if you're in a low vibe state, that can affect you physically. It can manifest into different health problems. We really don't want that, right? So just, thinking about all of the stress-related illnesses, it's really kind of the same thing. It's low vibe energy-related illnesses as well. And those can manifest into lots of different things, including the really nasty stuff. Okay, gossiping. Gossiping is definitely an energy draining habit. And we've all been in situations where we've gotten into gossip, gotten into situations where we're talking about other people or other situations. And if you think about how you're feeling, you might feel like you're connecting with other people. But if you really, sit and think about it or feel about it, actually, you realize that feeling of gossiping just feels kind of icky. It just feels icky. You can feel that low vibe state. right? You can feel the heaviness of the conversation. And that's because you're not acting in love as you were designed to, as we are all here to do, you know. And when you're having those conversations, when you're focused on gossiping and talking about other people and pointing out things that other people are doing wrong in a judging mentality, in a judging state, you know, that's going to be energy draining for you as well. So what's your most important thing? It's to keep your vibration high. And gossiping is not really in alignment with that. I mean, it's something that's energy draining. Again, these are not things that you should or should not do. These are just, you know, this is just information telling you what's a low vibe state, what's an energy draining habit. And these are some of those energy draining habits. Not living in the moment, not being present, right? So thinking ahead, thinking back, you know, not staying present in your current state, right? So in your current life. So what that does is when you're thinking about things, not staying present, you're essentially thinking about, you know, what could happen, what's going to happen, what should I be doing, what's the expectation. I'm judging myself on what I'm doing now instead of being in the moment now and actually doing it. You know, is this going to, you know, move me forward here? And, you know, thinking about all the things in the future, or thinking about the things in the past that you should have done, the expectations, good times that you were thinking of in the past, instead of being in the moment with your family, with your friends, with yourself, you know, really experiencing life as it is, because life is happening right now. Life isn't happening in the future. Life isn't happening in the past. As far as time's concerned, you know, we're in this space right now, you know, and it's very draining. It drains your energy to, you know, go in either direction, instead of just being in the moment and really experiencing what's happening now. And I know that can be very difficult because we all have different concerns. You know, we all have things in our lives that we're concerned about, or that we want to make happen. Staying in the moment and being present in the moment right now is what's going to get you there, right? That's what's going to get you there. Really focusing on what can be done right now and giving it your all and really staying present in that moment is really going to help keep your energy up, fuel your energy, and give you the opportunity to really move forward in the way that you want. And then the last one that Balancing Chakra has on their list is trying to please everyone. Trying to please everyone. Yeah, that's draining. That's draining. All the time, that is draining, right? Trying to please everyone. And here's the deal. You're not going to please everyone. You're not going to please everyone. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. So, I mean, doing your best and doing what you think is right, that's really all you can do. And trying to please everyone, trying to make other people happy, trying to elevate other people, you know, I'm not saying don't do that at all if you feel like you want to, but don't take it to the level where it is draining your energy and it's lowering your vibration for other people. Because really, you know, it's just like that airplane analogy, right? So you have to put your mask on before you put other people's masks on. So you have to take care of yourself before you take care of other people. If you don't have the energy to do it, if you don't have the energy to, you know, love the way you want to love, to live life the way you want to live life, you know, you're not going to be the person that you want to be for other people. So trying to please everyone is a futile exercise. So really just do your best and do what you can and enjoy what you're doing. That's really the purpose of it all, is to feel good, to use your gifts and talents, your natural gifts and talents, and to heal your pain, right? So that's what your focus should be. So But that's what I invite your focus to, what you to focus on. That's what I invite you to focus on. I have a should issue. I try to use that word. I try not to use that word because that's judgmental and expectation driving. So, and we don't really need to do that. All right, so that is everyday habits that are energy draining that I got from Balancing Chakras on Instagram. I thought it was really good, very much in alignment with everything that we talk about here at Revelation U. And I thought it was a great thing to share this morning. So think about that as you are going through your day, through your weekend. Stay high vibe, stay engaged, pay attention, be aware of how you're feeling in every moment. Are you feeling elevated or are you feeling drained? And if you're feeling drained, ask yourself why. Ask yourself, why are you feeling drained? And do something different. Try something different. And that's it. So let me know what you think. Let me know some of those things that you find energy elevating and energy draining. We'd love to hear your comments. So drop us a note and have a great weekend. Bye.